So hey there, everybody. How are you guys today? Whoosh. I feel, and I have seen a lot of Eight of Pentacles recently in the readings. I just kind of want to do this reading for those of you on the Ascension path, for those of you in the Twin Flame journey, wondering what's going on right now. So I've seen a lot of like the daily readings, and not just mine, but like readings may not be resonating with your sun sign and things like that. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that, and then I want to do some, I don't know, a little bit. This is the Denise Lynn Sacred Traveler deck. I want to get a couple cards for the journey right now. I also want to say to you that if you are feeling not grounded, I highly recommend you getting a hematite bracelet. That is something that really, especially for us air signs and fire signs, you earth signs and water signs better at it. Okay, a little bit better at it. The fire signs and air signs might need some extra help, like keeping your feet on the ground. But right now, this Eight of Pentacles thing is super loud. It is about doing your work. It is about doing what's the work that's in front of you. Just do what's in front of you. Okay, and the mindfulness that goes along with that. So if you're, too far out or too far in somebody else's what are they doing kind of thing, which is a lot of what we do in the daily readings, right? If you're too much in that and at the same time not focused on your own stuff, it's fine to, sort of explore and see what's going on, but that's not the main focus, okay? That's not the main goal here. The main goal is about union with self, is about self-love, is about creating this high vibration. And right now, we are in a place where, timelines are shifting for people. A lot of people are leaving our lives that, may have taught us lessons and it's time for them to go, or it's just time for them to go because you got places to go, okay? You got things to do, people to see. And there's and I feel that from a lot of people. I see the comments and all that kind of stuff about people leaving your life and, trying to hold on to people, especially people that you believe are your twin. So I want to say that that's a 3D approach right now. And so I'm going to challenge you a little bit to release that. And we've talked about that a lot on this channel over the past 6 months or so, but releasing that. And that doesn't mean that person, if the person is meant to be with you, they'll come back. So being in that like holding on space doesn't really help them move any faster. It's not really, it feels like you're doing something, right? It feels like you're doing something and it feels painful to sort of let the dreams die or let the thing go. But that has to happen because there's something way better that needs to come in. And the dreams or the beliefs or whatever are back there in the other timeline. So that needs to go, right? And so what I want to say to you is like allow yourself to be free floating. I know sometimes I've said this to friends of mine in the past 10 years. I feel as I've been on this journey for 10 years, possibly more, but I really can pinpoint 2008 as a big moment in time of my shift. And it was like everything got sucked out of my life. And so since then, it has been a really long trudge. And I've said to my friends, or I've said to people I know, I feel untethered. And it's because the untethered feeling is because I'm trying to tether myself in a way that I used to tether myself, either to people or to jobs or to experiences or to locations or something like that. And part of this is untethering yourself. Part of this being in higher vibration is untethering. And that can feel kind of scary, okay? So like I'm with you, 100%. Like that can feel kind of scary. So what you need to know is you're the tether. You're the balloon that Dorothy takes off in. You're the rope that ties her to the ground, and you're the ground too. You're all of it. So don't feel like if you're off, if you're, ground yourself. Remember I said this a couple weeks ago or a couple days ago. I can't remember because the timelines are collapsing for me. So being grounded in mindfulness allows you to quiet your mind enough to move out of that future thinking, to move out of, oh, what are they doing? Or what's going on with this or whatever. There's a space for that. There's a reason that, there's a reason I've been called to do those kind of readings. There's a reason for it. And a lot of it is about helping people orient themselves in their lessons and, sort of opening their mind to a new paradigm of love, a new paradigm of relationship, a new paradigm of work, a new paradigm. We're going there. And so you guys, the folks who are watching this, if you've been called to watch this, then you are definitely part of that tribe. Okay? No question in my mind. If you have been on my channel, if you're part of my channel, you're part of that tribe. So the scariest thing can be, in my view anyway, is leaving people behind or feeling untethered. And, look, I am all air and fire. I'm cool with, I've moved 23 times my adult life. That's not going to slow down. There's a reason for all of those experiences that I have gone through. There's a reason for all those people I have met and been connected to. And this is just another step. Okay? There's movement right now you guys need to be aware of, and you need to prepare yourself. It is about learning the lessons and doing the work. That Eight of Pentacles shows up in every reading. It shows up in every personal reading I do for myself. It shows up in a lot. So this is a hematite ball. I'm going to say that to you. The hematite bracelet, grounding yourself. The hematite ball is about, putting these in rooms in your house. I found these online. Aren't they cute little bowls and stuff? These are about absorbing negative energy, any negative energy that comes around you. There's a lot of people that don't understand what you're doing. And I know you know this, okay? This is not news to you. So just be mindful. Some of the people that you leave behind might not be people you want to leave behind. It's true. All right, so for the collective here, transformation right out of the gate. A fresh new way of living emerges. For those of you in my same timeline, there is a shift occurring right now that pulled, and I'll just use my own personal experience, pulled me off a path that was going nowhere, right? That was not leading to where I needed to be. Literally, tower, right? Pulled and now on the path, okay? Narrow pathway. Tread thoughtfully. Solitude. Traveling lightly. One more, please. Stepping into power. So this says to me, transformation. Some of us, those of you who are on a teaching path or a leadership path here who are watching this, if you're watching this, you have some kind of leadership. You have some kind of job of leading a group of other people, other folks who may follow you. There's a lot of people on the channel who do other channels, who do other things differently. They do things differently than I do. They're compatible. There's people on the channel who are also, lots of you, also leaders. And, my job has been to sort of move you into that reality or help you see that your light, help you see your light. That's what the whole lighthouse thing was all about, okay? So narrow pathway, solitude, traveling lightly. Something is going down, my friends, that is going to require you to move. Could even be physically. Get out of Dodge. Stepping into power. So this could also be spiritually. If you're surrounding yourself with, if you are surrounded by people who are negative or whatever, sometimes you can't move on a dime. Okay. Sometimes we're big ships, right? Sometimes we can't move on a dime. This says to me, it's like, pack your stuff and move forward. I am doing that right now. physically moving into a very different place, but a place that I know to be a powerful place for me. And it's a spiritual choice. It's also about joy and fun and mirth and collaboration and friendship and power, stepping into power. So transformation here, I just want to read a little bit. You're in a time of huge transformation. Old beliefs, ideas, and decisions are about who you are dropping away, replaced by incredible vitality and new pathways. Soon you'll be experiencing the world in a fresh new way. Calling on you to release the things that are holding you back, the ballast. You are your own tether. Calling you to release that. The journey transforms the traveler. When the traveler arrives at a destination, the traveler is no longer the same person who started out. Even if there are some areas that may be murky and unsettled in your life, don't be concerned. This is the confusion that often appears before the rebirth. The universe is moving you into position. Narrow pathway. Tread thoughtfully. Okay? Do not make any quick decisions, right? Didn't I just say that about like how things, just the ship turns, okay? Do not make any quick decisions. Think things through. Tread carefully. If you rush into anything, there are potential difficulties. Keep very focused and don't allow yourself to get distracted. Your project will succeed if you go slowly. The relationship will grow, but don't be in a hurry. Let it all emerge in its own time. Be thoughtful in all areas of your life. Solitude. I know you don't want to hear this, but the mindfulness and in silence, peace prevails. So if you have been upset about the situation or people leaving your life, this is a hermit card, okay? This in silence, you'll find a depth of self-awareness as well as inner peace. This is not a time to venture forth with a new project or a new cycle. This is the breath between the old cycle and the new cycle. This is the breath. No matter what is happening around, you'll find serenity. This is the time to step back and be still. In quietude, you can seek and uncover your deepest inner truth. Wow. So be mindful about where you're going. Okay, know that you're in a cycle of transformation. I know it seems like I just want to get there, I just want to do it. The urge to, finalize something or put a box around something is a big one. Okay, but that's not what this is about. This is before I read this traveling lightly one. Do you see like the yin and yang here? The masculine energy wants to do it, and the feminine energy needs to sit back. So this is a balancing act here of your masculine, feminine energies about like wanting to move forward, wanting to take action, but doing it in a feminine kind of way, doing it in an allowing kind of way, and being like, okay, connecting with your guides, connecting with what's going on for you, seeing that and not trying to take action. Like if people are leaving your life or if people are going down roads that are not in your best interest or for your highest good here. You just observe it. All right. No judgment. You're just observing it. Everybody has their own journey. Right. And for some of you who, I know on my timeline, for some of you who thought union was imminent and then it blew up in your face. Okay. And what happened then was inner union took place. Right. So there's this beautiful truth that's unfolding in the midst of that, like, oh, this is what I thought was going to happen. It's not what's going to happen, right? It's going to be, woo, feels like a big, right turn, left turn, feels like a big, woo, something in the road. That has happened to a lot of people, including me on my path. I see the benefits of the feminine energy here of just observing and allowing and seeing other people with compassion. Everybody's got free will, right? And seeing other people's choices with compassion. People do what they do based on their own stuff. It doesn't have any, don't take it personally. It has nothing to do with you. So I know that some of you have written me about, the separation, still in separation, all of those things. Separation and pain comes from your resistance to what is, to what you're experiencing. To remove the resistance is to move through the pain. You're not shoving it down. You're not denying it, whatever. You're just observing it. This is the observer's mind. This is the meditation part. You're observing it and you're saying, okay, I see the lesson here. Yes, that hurts. I want that person in my life. They're choosing something else, or they're choosing to stay in karmic cycles. They're choosing to come toward me in a way that doesn't feel good, or whatever's going on. Experience that. Try to put yourself in the mindset and the heart set. We're going to call it a heart set of compassion. That is the highest vibration. That is the Jesus vibration, really. Having compassion for your fellow man, for those who are in your life who can't see, who can't navigate, who aren't really in this ascension path. Okay? So traveling lightly. Simplify your life. Release what doesn't support you. A busy life creates static. Clear internal and external clutter. Do what matters and release the rest to find peace, grace, and stillness. Simplify your life. Otherwise, it's difficult to hear the voice of the Creator. Create time to rest and rejuvenate. I know that is a really hard thing for me. And ironically enough, the traveling lightly thing is about the movement, is about the moving toward something. But traveling lightly is so hard for me. I mean, remember in Titanic when she shows up with 1 billion bags everywhere she goes? It's so unnecessary. It's unnecessary. It's about feeling comfortable or feeling in control. I don't know what it's about. But the traveling lightly thing is less a focus on stuff and more a focus on you. It is about moving into this path, and stepping into your power is going to be the next thing. So you see here, the transformation is underway. There's a narrow pathway where you walk alone, solitude, walking alone in that path, traveling lightly. So for some of you in leadership, there may be this point of union within the self, which is what has been happening here, and moving down a path, traveling lightly. Okay? Stepping into power. Stepping into power is really the message here. Take back your power. Stand in your, from stuff, from people, from, dumb things I got to do. I remember my mother buying me that little pad and pencil set when I was a kid. It was called Dumb Things I Got to Do. And it was all like, her humorous way of getting me to do things I hated, right? So why did you hate them? The resistance of hating made it worse than it was. Just empty the dishwasher, okay? I mean, that's like the nuts and bolts of it. But part of this is things I don't want to do. I don't want to leave certain people behind. I don't want to have that hard conversation. I don't want to, pull up stakes and move again. Things like that, cause us resistance. But being on the path is following the path. And when it takes you a certain direction, it requires you to be silent to hear the direction and then do it. Balance your masculine, feminine, right? Do it mindfully. Be in your feminine energy. There's action in feminine energy, not just masculine isn't the only kind of action there is, okay? You are strong beyond measure, stepping into power. If you've been standing on the sidelines or acquiescing to the needs of others, this card is letting you know that it's time to stand up for yourself. The challenges you faced are making you stronger. You no longer need to live your life for others. Yet, if you choose, your light can illuminate the path for those who walk beside you. So this is about the time where, we've created our villages. I once had the really awesome opportunity of talking to it's a carto astrology. It was about where on the planet, based on your chart, are the best places for you. Okay. And for a lot of reasons, right? Relationship and love, work, spiritual, whatever. And next year we're going to be doing retreats. This year really is a building year. Next year we're doing retreats. This year is actually a moving year, a building year for path and channel and all of that. It really is that. I feel that strongly. And so it could be the end of this year or into next year where there's this global kind of moving around where we're all maybe connecting in different cities, different places around the globe. And that is the traveling lightly piece of this. This is big picture stuff here. Stepping into power. I feel like we're all on the path to shine our light now. So really taking care to clean up, right? So the astrocartography thing that was so cool, astrocartography, that was so cool was when he was talking to me, if you want to know about this, you can message us, because this is a person I've come across who is really cool. Basically, when you're a leader on the path, which those of you who are watching definitely are, you have grown up in this village, right? Inside the walled village. And your job, and this is my job, is to go outside the walled village and bring back information to those still inside the walled village so that others may leave the walled village too, right? So we start to move out of the walled village. There's a lot of people who love the walled village. And at some point in your life, you don't go back. You can't go back. There's such a difference in it's almost like living here in America, right? If you live in Brooklyn, if you live in Boston, you know what I'm talking about, that accent, right? Being in the walled village of Boston, being in the walled village of New York, not everybody has it. But a lot of people who were born there have this really thick accent. The same way folks in, the Bayou in Louisiana and, Texas and all over the place. Everyone's like, I don't have an accent, okay. So if you got two people together after hundreds of years of evolution, they couldn't understand each other. The colloquialisms are different. The slang, right? How we choose to modify whatever language we speak, right? There's how many different dialects are there of French, Italian, Spanish, and then the Far East, very different languages, Russian language and Japanese and Chinese and, all of these different languages. And it is a little bit about here being able to communicate in a language of love that extends to all people, that extends to others who may not speak your literal language, who may not speak, but they speak, the people who are listening to you speak the language of the heart. And that's what we're doing here. So sometimes really the solitude card here is very interesting to me. It is about being, on your path and being cool with it. Bilbo Baggins. Knowing what you have to do, knowing what this transformation is asking of you. So for some of you, this is still coming. For some of you, you've already been through the transformation and you've already moved down this path. For some of us, we're moving down this path right now. There's a lot going to go on this summer. Okay, this summer is going to be pivotal in how we move forward. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of pulling apart. A lot of pulling apart. And so you guys on the path to love, standing tall, being the lighthouse, stepping into your power, maybe even physically traveling, okay? Physically traveling, physically going on a journey, spiritually going on a journey, learning meditation, learning some of these other things. and moving out of the way that we've been thinking of ascension in the past, moving into a new way of thinking of ascension and stepping into power. Okay, so I want to, let's see, I just want to pull a couple cards here on the journey for you. I hope this has been helpful. To those of you who are on my path here, or the path that I have been channeling, you know you're feeling it. I know you're feeling it. So here we go. Let's see. This is for those watching, messages for the collective. Those watching, please. Stepping into your power. It can be a lonely journey sometimes. It can be a lonely journey. Yep, 5 of Cups. This is about loss. This is the card underneath. This is about loss, about people moving out of your life. King of Swords, Page of Wands, 10 of Pentacles. What's coming at you, Hermit? Seriously. 10 of Fire, King of Pentacles, King of Wands. You got 3 kings here, my darling. This is the, remember when I was talking about Jesus? Jesus is, you know, King, Mary, Queen of Peace, you know, all of those kinds of references. I feel like you, as the King of Swords, really are about planning for the future, making decisions, being in this high vibration, clear air, you know, up in the bright blue sky in your own plane. Okay, in your own one-seater. You're flying this plane. Okay? The situation is about learning some new things. I feel like we all have to learn some new things. I'm going to be doing a lot of learning of new things this summer. That is one of the things that I want to engage in is, you know, expanding into more astrology, expanding into more modalities that are going to, you know, support the readings and support what we're doing here. 10 of Pentacles. We got 2 10s here, and we got 3 kings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 cards. Seriously. That's a big concentration of very high vibration. Swords, Pentacles, Fire. What's missing is Cups. Because this is not about watery feelings. This is about leadership. This is a very masculine reading here. The 5 of Cups underneath here is about coming from a heart space, but then taking some action. Okay? And seriously, like it's a mind bender to be in your heart chakra, be in your masculine and feminine, balancing those 2 things. And there's some stuff about the kings, some stuff about the masculine that isn't traditional masculine. There's some stuff about the queens that isn't traditional feminine, right? So it is about balancing those 2 things, moving in a balanced way. 10 of Pentacles is about being grounded yourself, being stable yourself. Really, the opportunity here, a lot of you will have the opportunity to really get your financial house in order, be grounded, be stable. I feel like you're going to need it. I feel like other people might need it. Okay? I feel like that's an important thing. Hermit, what's coming at you? This is the solitude we're talking about. This is about being in meditation, about waiting for information, about preparing yourself to step into power. Okay, because 10 of Wands is, look at, she's got a lot going on here. You're going to have a lot going on. King of Pentacles, King of Wands. That is grounded action in the highest order. Okay, grounded action in the highest order. In a quite a logical way. King of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. I feel like some of you are going to need to be that grounding for other people. Kings, take care of the kingdom. You might be called upon to do a lot of work, a lot of heavy lifting here. Okay? So that's why traveling lightly. The solitude needs to happen right now. Okay? The solitude coming toward you. I feel like for the next, especially the next 10 days, but into the midsummer, it's likely that you could be communing with others in that high vibration. You could actually have an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo coming toward you, because Virgo is right here, okay? But for the time being, alone is really what's necessary. As you move out into the stepping into power, you could be in that higher vibration of attracting a King of Pentacles and a King of Fire. So Sag, Aries, Leo, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. This is moving into that higher vibration. What do I want to do here now? Well, I guess this, moving into that higher vibration. And this has not really been about love at all. This is more about you being in your space and you being in this meditative space, mindfulness, meditation, whatever you want to do. There's a couple of meditations on the channel. Highly recommend that, doing something. Staying optimistic, yes, in separation, healing family issues, yes. So some of you are really releasing people. Release your ex. It's not just about love, okay? This is about being attracted to those who are also in separation. Attraction, stay optimistic. In separation, time apart. Hermit. Within the space of 10 days, 10 weeks, moving into power. This is going to transpire for some of you on this timeline, stepping into this power, 10 days, 10 weeks. All right, guys, there you go. Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself now.